Hey, we recently did a video using the Bricks 1.6 beta version, which allows you to now have pop-ups, which I've activated by clicking on this button on this test fake page that I have here, and interactions like on the close button, and it bounces up when I hovered over it and I can close it. Not sure I went for the bounce effect, but anyway, let's let that go. What if you want to take it a step further? Because the pop-up and interactions are super simple, and if you're unsure, go watch our previous video on it. We have a nav menu at the top here. What if I now want to use that in an off-canvas menu? Of course, Bricks does give you that facility. So when you go to your nav menu, when you're looking at it in a mobile, it kind of slides in a bit like this. By the way, this is a fake website, so don't start commenting on the text or the image, okay? This is just for training purposes. You click that and it slides in, but you are limited as to what you can do here. And eventually, at some point, Bricks will be hopefully bringing out the mobile menu builder. But you can get by with using the pop-up features that we now have in Bricks 1.6 to create your own version. Let's do that. So we're inside WordPress and Bricks, and I've gone over to templates. Now I do have a header template. I'm actually going to put the icon that will activate all of this inside the header template. But before we do that, let's actually create the pop-up off canvas menu. So I'm going to hit add new off canvas. I'm going to select the template type to be pop-up. You must do this. I'm going to hit publish. By the way, if you hit edit with Bricks and it goes straight through, you will get a prompt that says, well, what template type do you want? So you're not lost anything, and don't worry if you forget to do it. So here we are. So let's now start creating it. Remember, this is the background overlay, and this is kind of going to be the pop-up. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over to settings, go to template settings, and go to pop-up. I'm not going to touch the padding or anything, but I am going to say that this is going to be kind of aligned to the right-hand side. You could have it come in from the left. It's entirely up to you. And I'm also going to align this to the top as well, so it slides in rather than just coming on the middle. I'm going to make the background overlay a little bit darker, give it a little bit of transparency like that. And now when I go to the content area, I'm going to give this a background color of, let's just go for a black like that, so it's full on black. Now, that is not changing to black, and don't sit there going, oh, what's going on? Is it a transparency? It's because there's nothing in there at the moment. Once you start adding in contents, then it will start to fill out. Okay, I'm not going to do anything here yet with the interactions or anything. I like to come back to that after I've gone and added in more features. So let's just hit save the pop-up area, and I'm going to add in a section in a container. Now, as soon as I do that, it has stretched the full width. That's because in the pop-up settings, that is where I need to set the width. Not the height, but I do need to set the width there. I will come back to that, but right now I'm just going to very quickly go over and I'm going to pull over my nav menu. Let's just pop that into the container there. We might as well do the typography as well. I'm in the content tab for the nav menu, and I'm going to set the alignment to be vertical or a column, so it basically looks like that. Now, the key bit here, though, is that because I've already set it to look like that, I don't actually want the mobile menu with the toggle to appear. You know how it would normally appear, and then the slide comes in. So I'm going to say that the mobile menu is never actually activated, because this will now be the menu, the off-canvas pop-up menu for the desktop, the tablet, and the mobile. Obviously, I have not done it yet, so this is a really bad example. Please do make sure that when you go in, you have put it on to say the different sizes or whatever you got. You've gone to your typography and you have adjusted it accordingly, okay? Because if you don't do that, it's going to start to look really, really bad. Let's just do 2.5 REM. Now, underneath the nav menu, I'm going to add in some basic text as well. I'm also going to add in a divider line. I'm going to give it a width of, I'm going to go with 75%, so it's not all the way across. The style is definitely solid. It's left aligned, and we're going to give it that yellow color there. I am going to add in some icons, but there are two that you want to be aware of. There is the one called social sharing, which if I just drop here, it looks like that. You can modify the sizing, the spacing in between, how many icons you have, etc. Opens in a new tab. You can do all of that in the settings. The thing about this one, though, is this shares the website, right, to the world, whatever. And sometimes I'm a bit like, that's great on, say, let me just get rid of that, sorry, where have I got it there? That's great for blog posts and stuff like that, or on a WooCommerce product because you want to share it to the world. The one I prefer to use, though, is if I just go over to icon list over here, I think this is more useful because this now will actually take them to your Facebook page or your Twitter page or your LinkedIn page or wherever. So I'm just going to very quickly go over here. I'm not going to stylize this too much. I'm just going to add in a little bit of spacing there, 20 pixel. I'm going to get rid of the label. I've also just changed the color to all of them to be the yellow branded color that we got here, but now you can't actually see the icon because it's white. Let's go to style. Let's go to typography. And I'm just going to switch that to be black like that. And by the way, though, when you are in here in the typography, if you were to start doing something like that, this will affect the size as well. Now, what if you want to have a rounded effect to those icons? Well, that's pretty simple. Make sure you're in the Style tab, go down to Border or Box Shadow. When you click it, it says Border. Click that. I'm not going to add any actual border around it. I'm just going to affect the radius. I'm just going to go with, in fact, let me just click the link. That's easy. There we go, 25. I mean, sometimes just to be sure, I go and hit 50. It's just the way I am. And there's just a few more things we need to do. Obviously, we've got to adjust the size. I don't want it to be the full width of the screen because it sits within a section at the moment. Let's start messing around with that now. What we're going to do is go back over to your settings, go to template settings, and we come back into the pop-up. Remember that, okay? This is where we start to control a lot of how it interacts and works. We are now going to go over to the content, okay? And we're going to go to the width. Now, I'm going to set this to be 75% of the width. You could go bigger if you want. You know, you could go with 80%, depending on how much content you've got sat in there as well. So we're going with 80%. Now, in terms of the height, I'm going to go for 100 VH. Viewport height, okay, so it's going to be the full width of the screen. What is missing though is a close button, so we need to add that in, and once we've done that, we will then go on to the interaction. So I'm just going to get rid of the settings. We're back in our pop-up settings section, whatever we want to call it, and I'm now going to go in and grab an icon. Now I'm going to drop the icon down here for a moment, okay? You can't properly see it because of the color, so let's just go and stylize that. We're going to go to the content, we're going to click over here, and I'm going to type close, so we get that icon there. That is now added. We'll make the color be the yellow color that we've currently got, and in terms of size, I'm going to go with, I think 35 pixel. Yeah, 35 pixels, okay. At the moment, that is sat there. I could move this to be above the nav menu, scroll down until you get to the flex and do that, and move it over there, or I could actually pick it up completely and put it outside of the container. It's entirely up to you what you want to go for. There's a reason why I am going to move the container out, because I want all of these items to sit in the middle of the screen. So I don't want to fill up the whole area, but I do want them to sit in the middle rather than being right at the top. It is entirely up to you how you do this. I mean, look, if you were to leave it like this, you're good to go. And I've just remembered I've done something wrong. Let me just go back to template settings and pop up. You see here, don't set your height over there. I've just remembered, don't set your height there because that doesn't affect the section. So instead, go to your container, go to your height and set that to be VH. That's going to take the section with it, okay? If we now go into our container, which we are at the moment, remember it's 100 VH full screen height. If we go over here now and I hit this one over here, now the contents are all in the middle as they were before, but I could do space between. I mean, that looks really, really ugly now, right? But I do want my items to kind of sit in there because let's pretend I've got loads of other content going in. I've added in a form over here, which is basically just going to be a subscribe form, so just one field. I've made my container have the row gap to be 40 pixels just to give a bit more of a gap over there. But the issue still is the icon over here. So I'm going to pick this icon list up and I'm actually now going to pop it out. Oops, sorry, why did I move the icon list? I want to move the icon. I'm going to move the icon outside of the container. Can you see where it's gone? It's gone right to the top. So if you are starting to stylize and you don't want to have, you don't want to start adding in too many containers or blocks or stuff like that. If you just think outside the box, you can just move the icon outside of the container and basically it's now doing what we want it to do. The only thing though is that icon over there isn't actually going to do anything for us, if I'm really honest. Oh, sorry, there's one more thing before I do that. This box over here, which stretches quite a bit over the way, I'm just going to go to the layout and I'm going to set the maximum width to be 75% as well, something like that, okay? So it's not going all the way across. You could modify this to suit what you want. Back to the icon. Over here, we have a feature called interactions, okay? This is a pretty neat feature. You click that, And now we're going to say, what does that close button actually do? So, well, it closes, right? But here's what you do. We're going to set a trigger, which is click. The action will be hide element. The element we're going to be hiding is this pop-up. This is a pop-up, don't forget, okay? And I'm now going to type it. Well, I could type it, or I could just pick off canvas. And that's basically it. That is literally it. I mean, I could also, if I want, hit the plus sign and add in a little bit of animation as well. So I'm going to say on hover, so click is close. On hover, we are going to start animation. I'm going to go for a pulse. I'm not going to change any of the settings here with delay or anything like that. And the target is the self. That's all fine. And I'm now going to hit save. We're nearly done. That is now your close button. Okay, by the way, when you hover over it, it's not going to do anything. It's not until you go to preview. Let's now go back over to our template settings, because now there's just two minor things we now need to do, okay? The first one is how will this be displayed? Is this going to be on our entire website? So let's go to conditions. Let's say add conditions and say, yes, this will be on the entire website. So let's just hit save there. This pop-up is going to appear when we click another icon. I'm going to go back into bricks and templates, and I'm now going to go to my header template. Edit with bricks, obviously. And here we have our header template. Now here's where we have our nav menu. I'm going to completely get rid of that nav menu, and I'm now going to add in an icon. I mean, I could, if I want, just go over here, to be honest, copy this icon, go over to my header template, and I'm just going to paste that over here. So now we have that, but we are not, because it's got the styling in and all of that, so it's less hassle. Font awesome, solid, and pick bar. By the way, I still really wish this was all just condensed into or not condensed, was into just one massive list so that you didn't have to go through, because sometimes you have to go through quite a few libraries. Then I'm going to click the interaction for this particular icon that we've got here, and this is basically going to be a click. And instead of hide element, we are now going to show the element pop up off canvas. So that will, if we now hit save, bring in the off canvas. But there is one little thing we still have not done. If we go back over here, this is just going to appear. I actually want it to slide in. So I'm going to go back into my pop-up, and sorry for by the way, if it feels like I'm jumping from one bit to another. It's just I like to go through stages of building things. I'm going to go over to my settings, go over to template settings, and go back into the pop-up. Click on interactions. Remember, we're in the pop-up settings, okay? The trigger for this, if I just scroll down, is going to be show pop-up. So what happens when the pop-up actually appears? The action is going to be start animation, and the animation I'm going to go for, if I type in slide, here you go, I'm going to go with slide in right, so it slides in from the right. There'll be no delay. In fact, I'm probably going to go with a fast, so it's a bit faster than just normal. I don't know, we'll test that out. And that's all I'm going to do. If we now go over to our test page I've got built up over here, you can see there's the menu. And look, you can probably just about see it pulses a little bit as I hover over it. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's just there. What happens when do you know what? I've forgotten to do something. Can I go back a step? I need to go back a step. Let me just go back over to this icon. There is something I forgot to do. For every icon, go to Style, go to Layout, scroll down until you get to Miscellaneous, and change the cursor to be a pointer. Because otherwise you don't get the finger, and the finger is good. Believe me, this is the only time in the world when the finger is good. Right, what you then do is, and let me just click the interaction, go to the Style, because we're on the icon again, Layout, go to Miscellaneous, and set the cursor to be pointer. Again, let's just save that. It is pretty important that, because it can affect the way things look. Let's just refresh that page now. Now when you hover over it, you do get the pointer. And believe me, I think that's pretty important. Let's click it. Look, it slides in. We've got all of our items. Look, you could adjust it. Maybe it would have been better to have this at the top now. And boom, that's exactly what I've just gotten and done. I've just moved the container to be at the top with about 50 pixels padding. And look, when I hover over it, the X button kind of pulses a little bit. You hit X and it closes away. Before I go to the mobile, I do just want to make a quick adjustment. I want to pop this over into a mobile screen, change this to be 378, because that's kind of the standard for the iPhone XR, so I like to cover all bases there. Click on my container, go to the layout there. The height is still 100 VH and all of that. I'm fine with that. And this is where now you might just want to make some adjustments. So I'm going to click on the basic text, just change my row gap in the mobile container to be like that. Okay, so if we now hit save, Just a reminder though, if we just hit refresh here for the desktop, it is still fine, looking okay. If we go to Responsenator and I just refresh that, remember this is a fake page, so ignore the text and the button and everything here. This is just a fake page I have. If I click that now appears, and if I just scroll down so we can see it properly, you would adjust what you have on the page, okay? But this is... and it works. Okay, look, it slides in. Okay, we have an off-canvas menu. I mean, of course, though, we might want to think about what happens when when you turn it off. Does it slide away? So I'll have a quick think about that one. But that is a pretty simple, easy way to do your off-canvas pop-up menu using the new Bricks 1.6 beta. And I think it is good. Okay, it opens the possibilities to do a lot more, and I love the interactions. Hey, I'm Imran, Web Squadron. Like, subscribe, share, and follow. I'll see you.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, 'cause I sing